What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Beyond the Bench podcast. We're here for our week 3 recap, and I finally have some good news to tell you guys. I went 2-0 in fantasy this week.
That's what we love to see. As you can see, Christian's with us. He
I
is
am.
with us in the
I am
podcast.
here.
So that means
I beat Nick
that he-
by let's check. I think I beat you by almost 25, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
well, I didn't have a player play, so
If CD Lamb got 25, yeah,
which
it
could
could
have
have
been
happened.
perfectly possible.
Yeah, no. Actually, I won by 20, so yeah.
So we'll gloss over that.
Yeah, I had 146 points. I didn't. We haven't talked about the trade I made, blockbuster trade. I think in the last episode, I said I am trading someone by the end of this week. I think I said Debo. Mission successful. I traded Saquon and Debo for JSN and Brees Hall. JSN gave me 20 points, which is more than Saquon had all year. Saquon has not had a 20-point game yet. JSN has had just got his first one. My defense really helped me out this week. I had the Steelers defense get 15, and my kicker, Chase McLaughlin, made up for the pain he caused me last week, giving me 20 points and beating Nick. So, Nick, what do you think about your team this week? Obviously, your running backs did great. Everywhere else was kind of not that good, except Odunze. Odunze was good.
Personally, I want your input because I think my team is a playoff push team as it is right now. I think my team is obviously without CD, that's a really big blow. So if I can continue, I don't want to trade him. I'm going to wait a week or two to see if I can still get some wins without him because I do not want to trade him. But I think Jordan Mason is an RB for the rest of the year.
Yep.
I think Ladd is going to start to do better. Hopefully soon, we'll see. I think an injury in that wide receiver room will definitely propel him, but I think he's going to start doing better because the volume is there.
Yep.
And I think my bench is actually pretty good too.
So here's what I would say. Obviously, I know this is obvious because CeeDee Lamb got hurt, but I think Quentin Johnson has proved that he's going to be an every week starter in fantasy this season.
It was a good pickup by me.
Terry McLaurin is still questionable. They don't really know.
I'm probably going to drop
if he's going to play
for my waiver wire pickup this week.
He gets a lot of targets, but yeah, that makes sense. Quentin Johnson looked good. Terry will be good. Honestly, I think you have a good team. A lot of players had bad weeks this week, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Luckily, not on my team.
Scoring week this week.
Luckily, not on my team, but yes. But Bijan had 16. Daniel Jones had 16 as well. I think I'm going to start him again this week.
No, I think
going up against the Rams, I don't have any better option. If I'm being completely honest,
I'm not starting first time this week. So.
I know I'm not starting Dak against the Packers. That's just not going to happen. So I think Daniel Jones is still my best option, unless I might be trying to trade for Drake May. So we're going to see how that goes.
Okay.
And then in my other league, where I was playing my friend Charlie, once again, shout out Charlie, I whooped him. Not much to the help of my players, if I'm being honest. I scored 190 points week 1, scored 125 this week. I was projected 162, so that's a big drop off. Yeah. But Charlie was projected 155 and scored 102. So got the win there, got my championship payback in that league. I also have Bijan. Actually, something I did want to talk about. This is back-to-back bad weeks for Derrick Henry. Mm-hmm. He has fumbled in every game this season. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, I don't really know what to think. I think I'm going to trade him in this league because it's a dynasty league and he's getting older. I think it's a good time to trade him. I know I'm not a good time because he's not scoring high.
Still try to get maybe a rookie or sophomore talent.
Yes.
Some value.
Yes. The bright spots on my team are quarterbacks Josh Allen and Drake May. I think I have the best quarterback duo in the league in this league. JSN, Bucky Irving's looked incredible. But yeah, I think my bench is good. I think this team will win the championship this year after losing by 100 in the championship. So, Nick, what do you think about your other teams this week?
Honestly, my other team is kind of cooked. It's a 6-man league, so I'm not too caught over it, but I do have Chase Brown, Jamar Chase. I did have James Conner. So
It's not looking good for you.
can't say it's going too good now. But let's start off with our
Waivers?
if you need to improve your team. Let's start off with that. I think if we do not have the unanimous pick right here, I'm going to be absolutely astounded at your research this week.
Okay, so let me. All right, hang on. All right. I know what you're gonna say, and I did not put him on my list for one specific reason. You're talking about Trey Benson, correct?
No,
Oh,
different Trey.
Trey Tucker. He is on my list, but I want to talk about Trey Benson really quick because my roommate Rico was saying he should totally be on the list. I did not put him on the list for one specific reason. I try to not consider anybody that is rostered in more than 50% of ESPN leagues. Because to me, that is not a waiver wire pickup. That is someone that could possibly be there in your league. There's a difference.
I agree.
So, Trey Benson, obviously, if he's a free agent in your league, he's going to be the RB1 for the rest of the season. And he's looked good with James Conner, so I can only imagine how good he's going to be without James Conner.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, and I hate to say this, I do think this is going to be it for James Conner. Not like as a starting running back in the NFL.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. There were some other injuries this week. Tyron Tracy dislocated his shoulder, which we'll get to that soon. Who else got injured? There was another big injury, I think. Terry McLaurin got hurt. Oh, CeeDee Lamb, as we already talked about.
Lamb,
yeah, and Terry
he's
McLaurin,
out for 4 to 6 weeks, which is really not good for me because I have him. But
detrimental, some might say. But
he
Trey Tucker,
he was on pace to be wide receiver 1 this year.
he was, yes. But now let's talk about someone who might be wide receiver 1, Trey Tucker.
Love him, Christian. I don't know what waiver wire you pick. I don't know what waiver wire pick you have in our league. I have the 4th. I'm going to try with everything I can to pick.
I'm going to be completely honest with you. I have not put in the claim yet.
Really, I have.
I don't think there's anybody I want.
Mine have been set since this morning.
There's really nobody that I want, or there's nobody on my team I want to drop.
True.
Jackson Dart's the only one I would consider.
So here's the thing. I'm only dropping Leggett because my team exceeds the wide receiver limit, and I feel bad changing it as an LM.
Yeah, but I'm not dropping Judy. He hasn't looked good, but I'm still not going to drop him. Bill could still have name value. Mm-hmm. I'm considering dropping Dak if I'm being completely honest here, picking up Jackson Dart and just have Daniel Jones. Yeah. Have Daniel Jones be my starter, which would be insane, but you know what? I'll go with it. Charbonnet, he's always a good guy to have just in case. Mm-hmm. Calvin Austin, yet again, another good game, 12 points this week. And Tyler Algier, I'm just having, God forbid, Bucky Irving gets hurt. I have Tyler Algier.
You mean Bijan?
Did I say Bucky Irving?
Yes.
Yeah, Bijan, sorry. In case Bijan gets hurt, I have Tyler Algier here. Just, as a handcuff. Yes. But Trey Tucker, let me just say.
Oh, my God.
Probably one of the quietest 8 reception, 143 yard.
3 touchdown game.
I legitimately didn't even realize he had 3 touchdowns until they were going over all the touchdowns on Red Zone.
Yes.
Mind you, I think I fell asleep for the first half of the 4 o'clock games, but
they were so bad.
Yeah. And then we ended up putting something even completely different on. So the way my house is set up, we have a big projector in the basement, and we put Sunday Ticket because it's 4 big TVs. And then we have another TV for Red Zone that we just completely turned something else on that wasn't Red Zone. Yeah. So, and then I fell asleep. So I didn't even realize, but from what I've seen on social media, a lot of people are saying that this is the quietest 143 and 3 game they've ever seen.
If I can get him in our league, I will be so happy. And I have the 4.
I wonder what waiver claim I have. I'm not going to take him. Don't worry. Waiver order. 5th. I'm right after you. Oh, wait. It's just league standings. Yeah. There's only one team without a win left in our league. Just want to say that. And there are 2 undefeated. Colin, who's been on the show, and Landon, who... Are you going on the show tomorrow?
I am not, unfortunately.
No.
I am not. I can't. But our fellow podcaster, be sure to follow
He's
Liberty
it's Empire State of Sports.
Empire State of Sports. Trey Tucker. So he had a dominant game. I mean, 8 receptions,
143
145
yards.
yards,
Oh, 45. Whoa, my bad.
45, 9 targets, 3 touchdowns, 18 yards per reception. Crazy dominant game. If you can get him in your leagues, get him, because if he not if even if he continues this trajectory, if he continues 1/3 of this trajectory for the entire year, he is a startable wide receiver in every single league, and he could be one of these
At
waiver
least in the
artists
flex.
that is a league winner. Yeah, exactly, in the flex. He is a league winner if you can get him.
Next on my list, honestly, I put him on my list before I even saw the news that he was starting. But Jackson Dart is on my list. I think at this point it's looking like he's gonna probably start for the rest of the season. If we're starting him,
which I don't agree with, but we can get to that later.
Why later? We're talking about him now.
I do not agree.
Why do you
with
disagree?
That.
Why?
So here's my thing. You draft Jackson Dart. You sign Russ. You sign Jameis. You sign these two to be vets in the QB room for the entire first season so Dart can develop. Tom Brady didn't start in his first season. Neither did Aaron Rodgers. You need vets that can...
But you know who did? You know who did start in their first season behind veteran leadership?
Who?
Eli Manning.
Okay, but...
He started halfway through his rookie season. Kurt Warner was his quarterback.
I forgot.
To me, okay, if I'm being completely honest, to me, of these three quarterbacks that you're talking about, Brett Favre, who was behind or was ahead of Aaron Rodgers, Drew Bledsoe, who was behind ahead of Tom Brady. In my eyes, Russell Wilson is, if you had to compare him to one of those three quarterbacks, it would be Kurt Warner.
I agree.
But
here's my thing. Jackson Dart. You can't compare Jackson Dart to Eli. You can't compare Jackson Dart to Tom Brady. It's a whole different person. What I'm saying
why not?
Is
he is the same as he went to Ole Miss. He's Eli Manning. He is literally Eli Manning.
He is not Eli Manning. He's not.
All right, come back to this when he beats the Patriots twice in the Super Bowl.
I'm not saying that he's not going to win. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it would be more beneficial for the longevity of his career if, instead of putting him in this week, they put Jameis in. They see how Jameis can do. Jameis is a serviceable quarterback. They see how Jameis can do. This year, we do not need to go to the playoffs. We do not need to have a 10-win season. We do not need that. What we need is a season where Jackson Dart can learn from the two vets on the team, and next year and the year after that, and the rest of his career for the Giants, hopefully, be a good quarterback. The problem with the Giants right now is their O-line is atrocious. You look at Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones was not the problem. Everybody thought Daniel Jones was the problem. Now he's, God knows, an MVP candidate right now. You can't put Jackson Dart into a situation where he's not ready. You can't.
Here's what I have to say about that. Were you watching the Giants game? No, yes. Right? You were at the Mets game.
Well, I was watching Red Zone at the Mets game.
Okay, so you did not see you did not see every play of the Giants game.
No, I did not.
People that watch the Giants game, you will agree with me. When Andrew Thomas is in the game, the Giants' whole O-line looked so much better. If I'm not mistaken, Russell Wilson did not get sacked until they took Andrew Thomas out of the game after halftime because he was on a snap count. First of all, okay, this is going to turn into a little bit of a Giants rant, even though it already has. The problem is the coaching. Shane Bowen is not a good coach. We saw that in the Cowboys game. We just need a complete reset. We need, honestly, the best coaching option out there. I think Daboll's gone after this year, at least maybe even halfway through the year. I think Daboll's gone. In my eyes, the best option is John Gruden because he is very close with Jackson Dart. I think that's a really good thing. Mike Kafka, I guess, can stay for now.
Disagree with that at all, actually.
And then
John Gruden kind of just fits that play style.
Shane Bowen, honestly, Antonio Pierce. He won the Super Bowl with the Giants. I'm sure he'd love to come back. He is obviously he was a serviceable coach for the Raiders. I think they won a couple games that season with a bad team. And then I think Joe Shane should be gone. And
Oh, 100%.
the GM should be I don't remember his name. I gotta look it up. I'm sorry. I didn't do my research. I literally looked it up today and I can't remember already.
Unprepared. Get this guy off the pod.
His name is Brandon Brown. He is the assistant GM. He has been the assistant since Joe Shane joined the team. And he has very publicly he has not fought, but I guess butted heads with Joe Shane on multiple things. He did not want to sign Daniel Jones to the contract that they did. Joe Shane did. There was something else, and I can't remember what it is. But he seems to know what's better for the team. And I think if we do those things, it doesn't have to be John Gruden, it doesn't have to be Antonio Pierce. In my eyes, the one that it has to be is Brandon Brown. I believe that was what his name was. I already forgot. Brandon Brown. And I think that's what it has to be. Get a good coach, preferably John Gruden. Get a good DC. If we get Antonio Pierce, I would be so happy. And then figure something out with Mike Kafka. Fire him and get someone else. Keep him and see what happens. But the Giants' issue is the coaching. And Malik Neighbors said it last year. In the post-game interview, I know a lot of people remember this. It was like a very big thing. Someone asked him a question. I don't remember what the question was. And his answer was, it's not the quarterback. And then they tried to get him to follow up, and he realized what he said, and he just kept going, well, I don't know what it is, but it's not the quarterback. He knew what it was. He knows it's Daboll. He has had multiple times where he's screaming at Daboll on the sidelines. And I think he has to be gone this year. And I think that if the Giants were successful, he would not be gone. So this is what's best for the Giants, unfortunately. Sorry about that Giants rant. I just had to get that off my chest.
I know, I agree with all of that. But,
I've been having this conversation with Charlie like all week, so I had to.
Gotta put it publicly out there.
Yeah.
Next two guys on my waiver wire picks are two running backs. We need running backs. Ollie Gordon.
I only have one running back on here. Okay, Ollie Gordon.
Okay. Ollie Gordon and Woody Marks.
Okay. I got neither of them.
Okay, so Ollie Gordon, RB2 on the Dolphins. If any of you watched the Dolphins game, he got an insane amount of random carries. Like, they kind of just, like...
And a touchdown.
And a touchdown. But I'm saying they kind of just put him in the game with no warning. And he ended up doing really, really well. He got 9 carries, 38 yards. That averages to, I think, 4.2 yards per carry, I believe. And a touchdown. What that leads to is that they're probably going to use him as a short yardage back. If Devon Achane can't get into the end zone with a reception or a long run, I think they're going to use Ollie Gordon for that because he is bigger, more powerful back. So I think he will be the short yardage back for touchdowns and, 3rd and 1, 3rd and inches. So if you need a stashable running back, I would pick him. Woody Marks is my stash, my main stash for this week. He's only rostered in 27% of leagues. He only had 3 less carries than Nick Chubb this week. He was very, very productive with his carries. He had 6 carries for 27 yards. That's 4.5 yards per carry, and 1 reception. He's taking carries from Chubb 100%. So I don't know if it's going to end up like a split backfield, or I don't know if it's going to move entirely to Woody Marks or Nick Chubb. But if you can and you have space and you can afford it, stash him.
So here's my only issue with that, with Woody Marks. I believe Joe Mixon is coming back soon.
He is.
So,
however, even with those 3 running backs, I think Woody Marks still beats out Nick Chubb. I don't know about Joe Mixon. I don't know about Joe Mixon. He had a very, very good year last year, but you can see he did struggle at the end of last year. The last month or so of the season, he was very, very he was not very good. So the Texans obviously want more options. So that's that. I'm only saying it as a stash. He's not going to be startable yet.
But the other thing is the Texans have so many running backs. They have 5 that I know off the top of my head, which is not a good thing because why would I know a 5th string running back? They have Joe Mixon, they have Woody Marks, they have Nick Chubb, they have Dameon Pierce still, and I believe they still have Dario Gumbawale, who does mostly they have returns. He does returns, but it's still a running back in that backfield. So they have 5 running backs. So who really knows what's going to happen? I feel like it could change every week. Like, we don't really know.
That's all I'm saying why it's a stash.
Yeah. So my one running back on my list is Chris Rodriguez Jr. He had the most carries on the Commanders this week, which I thought was going to go to Bill. Did not. I believe all 3 Commanders running backs had 10 points this week, which is very interesting. I'm not going to say it's good because now you don't know who to start. Because McNichols is out there in the waivers, but McNichols only had 4 carries. He had 4 carries for 74 yards and a touchdown.
Wow.
78 yards, sorry. So he's kind of just like there. This is the interesting thing. Oh, Chris Rodriguez only had 4 points, but he had 11 carries. Bill had 8 carries and a touchdown. So I don't really – but this could also be a Zach Charbonnet situation because if you look this week, which I can't believe this is a real stat line, Zach Charbonnet – oh, no, this was 2 weeks ago against Pittsburgh because he was out this week. Zach Charbonnet had 15 carries for 10 yards. He averaged – I don't even know what that is, half a yard? 0.8? Yeah.
Yeah, like 0.7 or something?
Yeah, so I don't really know where this is going to go, but Chris Rodriguez had the most attempts, looked like the lead back. So, I mean, he's out there. Go grab him. Why not? Always take advantage if there's a lead running back on the waiver wire.
That is the recipe for a win in your fantasy league.
Yeah. How many more people do you have? I have 2.
That's it.
Oh, okay. I have 2 more. They are both wide receivers. One we talked about last week, and it is Christian Kirk.
Mm-hmm.
Because I believe they don't play a good team this week. I think they play the Titans. So if you need an emergency flex, Christian Kirk looks like the way to go. He has projected 11.1 points. He's only rostered in 22% of leagues. And he had 8 targets this week. Only caught 3 of them. I want to make that very clear. He only caught 3 of them. But he had 8 targets. I think Nico Collins had almost exactly the same. Also, he's not on my list. Hunter Henry, he's rostered in 50% of leagues. I don't really talk about those kind of players. First half of the season, Hunter Henry is one of the best tight ends in the NFL.
Dude,
I just want to put that out there.
Is. The first 4 weeks, Hunter Henry is like better than Gronk.
This guy had 30 points this week.
Did he really?
Yes. 29 points.
Holy
he had 11 targets, I think.
Oh my God.
And then the other guy on here I have is Alec Pierce. I think we talked about him a lot last year.
Yeah.
He's just one of those guys that's always getting deep balls thrown at him.
He's an explosive player. That's what he is. He's a playmaker.
Yeah, and I don't see him. I'm probably I'm just missing him on the list here on ESPN Fantasy.
He's
Yeah, I just skipped right over.
Yeah, he's
good. He's back-to-back 10-point weeks. He had 5 okay. He had the same stat line basically each of the last 2 weeks. 4 receptions, 5 targets, 67 yards. Last week he had 68 yards, but the same receptions and targets. So, consistency. We say it every week. Consistency is key.
Wins championships.
Seems like Daniel Jones likes him. I thought he got hurt. Oh, he's questionable. Okay. I thought I saw him get hurt, but I think he's only rostered 1% of leagues. So, anybody out there, if you need a bench spot,
only
an emergency
1%.
wide receiver, I believe that's what that said, 1.1%, if I'm not mistaken.
Here's not starting.
No, it's Trey Tucker. I think was only available in 2% of ESPN leagues. Yeah, Trey Tucker's available in 2.3%, and Alec Pierce.
You mean he's rostered in 2.2%?
That's what I'm at, rostered.
Yeah.
1.1% is what Alec Pierce is rostered.
That's crazy. I did not.
Go get him. Just go get him. He's averaging 8.7 fantasy points a game. To only be rostered 1% of leagues, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Especially if you're like in a 12-man league, that's valuable.
That is valuable, 100%.
So,
we can start
that's
with
it.
buy lows now.
Yeah, I like this week. Okay, so Trey Benson's on my list here. That's why I didn't put him on the waiver wire. He's not really a buy low. He's just a buy.
He's kind of just a
buy.
buy.
Get him. Take advantage of someone that may not be paying attention to all this news. Don't take advantage of someone, But but if you think they may not be paying attention, do what you got to do.
Then proceed to.
That is only fantasy football advice. Do not use that advice anywhere else. I do not like advise. No, I don't know what the word is. Just don't do that unless it's fantasy
You do
football.
not condone.
I don't condone taking advantage of other people unless it's for fantasy football. Just want to make that very clear.
This is gonna be on ESPN in like tomorrow.
That's the point.
So my first one, you are not gonna agree with this at all. And this is, I put this on here as kind of like a Steph Curry from like from 30 feet out. If there is in like any realm of possibility that you can get Jamar Chase, just try. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I know he went first overall.
That is the worst buy low candidate in the history of Beyond the Bench ever.
Well, no, this is the best one.
The first overall pick in almost every draft. You're gonna buy low.
Hold on. Can I explain? Can I explain?
Sure, try.
He has not looked, except yet last week, which I really think was an anomaly due to the defense. They looked horrible this week. They genuinely looked horrible this week. If you have an 0-3 team that needs some depth or some, I don't know, some other options, a lot of people do that, Christian. A lot of people trade their first overall pick or first round pick for depth, for consistency for the rest of the season. If there's a time to do that, that's right now. I'm not saying go and do it. I'm saying if there's a guy who's 0-3 or 1-2 or panicking, then just shoot out a trade. Because if Jamar Chase is going to be Jamar Chase, if the other person doesn't value that, then that's where you get them. That's in that situation. This is where you
that is fair. I don't think it's smart to trade your first round pick.
No,
and for those of you,
absolutely not.
For those of you that are going to try and call me a hypocrite because I said at the beginning of the episode I traded Saquon Barkley, I did not draft Saquon Barkley. I drafted Bijan Robinson. Saquon Barkley just fell into my hands like a Russell Wilson moonball. So I'm not a hypocrite.
My other guy is Travion Henderson.
I also don't have him, but he's looked awful. We
usually go in different routes.
We do, yeah.
Which is good. But I put him on the list because Ramondre, being Ramondre, fumbled, I believe, twice. And in one game?
Maybe.
No,
unless my Patriots fan friends were exaggerating. But I heard 3. I wouldn't be surprised if it was 3.
I think it was 2, but
2 sounds more reasonable. But knowing Ramondre, I'm not
I'm not surprised.
Taking it out of the realm of possibility.
Ramondre fumbled twice and Antonio Gibson fumbled once.
Well, maybe that's what it was. Maybe
3 fumbles. 3 fumbles in one game. That is ridiculous. If you actually watch the film, the Patriots were using Travion Henderson a lot more at the end of the game. That is a sign they're going to start using him more because, honestly, you draft Travion Henderson to be a game maker. Why are you playing Ramondre Stevenson and Antonio Gibson? I don't know why that's even in the ballpark. So, get him. He's going to be used. I know.
He's still projected less than 10, too.
I know Travion Henderson owners were a little bit scared for the start of the season to see if he was going to produce, which he hasn't. But his box score isn't bad, but the production and the carries are definitely starting to come.
Yeah. So I also have a rookie running back on my list. I said we were going to talk about him, and now it's time. Cam Skattebo.
Yes, sir.
My professor, one of them tried to pronounce his name today. She failed. Not very good. She was like, my husband just kept saying this name this weekend. Skattebo? Just shows that he is being talked about everywhere. He looked phenomenal. He did a backflip. He did a backflip. Demon. He emoted. He looked phenomenal. And now that Tyron Tracy dislocated his shoulder, he's going to be out for at least a month. It's Skattebo season. He's already projected, I think, 15 points in fantasy.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I love Cam Skattebo. I drafted him in the Dynasty League. I'm so happy about that. I also have Tyron Tracy, so it's like a win-win for me.
Yeah, that's good.
But Scadabo looked amazing. What, you have 20 fantasy points, something like that?
Yeah, 20.
110 total yards. He led the Giants in rushing yards and receiving yards. That's insane.
As a
I
running
think
back.
even, I think he led the team in receptions too. If I'm not, I'm pretty sure.
My
So, I was like Scadaboos. I love Cam
Scotty
Scadaboo.
was a very good pick. He was actually on my list. That's good that we talked about him.
Good, good, good.
My last guy, I didn't have a lot for Bilo, but my last guy is Dalton Kincaid. If you need a tight end, which is seeming a lot of people do at this point, try to get Dalton Kincaid. I feel like he's been, for someone who's been consistently good and like consistently a serviceable tight end, he's been very under the radar. He's had a target share of 21%, which is phenomenal for a tight end. He scored a touchdown this week. Josh Allen is just looking in his direction. So if you can get him, I would highly recommend to get him.
People, I think, are scared of him because of Dawson Knox.
Dawson Knox.
Dawson Knox has really not
come
come into play. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I completely agree. So I have two guys left. One, I'm 99% sure we talked about him last week, is Brian Thomas Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it depends on the way you look at it. He could either be a buy low or he could be a sell. I'm thinking buy low just because you can't discredit the talent that he has. It's kind of like an AJ Brown thing.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot discredit the talent that he has. But I saw something today, and I don't know who this guy is. He's either an offensive coordinator or wide receiver coach, something. He was on the Rams. The year he left was Cooper Kupp's breakout season. Then he went to Seattle. The year he leaves, JSN breaks out.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, he's in Chicago. The year he leaves, Rome Odunze is going crazy. So this might be a coaching issue. And that's why I could also say, that's why I could say, depending on the way you look at it, if you believe in that kind of stuff, which I do, Nick knows that very well. I believe in all that kind of stuff.
I know that more than anybody.
I think he could be a sell. But I put him on the buy low because I feel like that's the way more people are going to swing.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last guy on here I have is Jawan Jennings, who was hurt this week, but has looked phenomenal in the rest of the season.
Yeah.
And it's kind of one of those things where like he was out, so he gets 0 points, so someone might not be paying attention to that. You can get him for a good price. Now, for sell high, there should be one person at the top of this list. And technically I wouldn't consider him a sell high because he's been awful this year. But I think it's once again one of those things where he was drafted so high in drafts he still has name value. And that would be Chase Brown, who has looked atrocious.
He is last in the NFL for yards per carry. Last. He's averaging 2 yards a carry.
Awful. He's been awful. I don't even. There's no other way to say it.
There's literally not anything else to say. He's just been so bad.
He's not good without Joe Burrow. It's simple as that.
He's not. And if you can get even somebody remotely for a decent RB value, I know he's probably a lot of people's first choice running back. If you can get even a decent RB2 out of him,
Breece Hall.
Like if you can get
I
Trey
love
Benson
Breece Hall
out of him, like
Mm-hmm.
That's a great flip right there.
So you had him as well, right?
I had him, so that's good. You're not going to like this, though.
Are they on my team?
No, but you were talking about him last week. Tony Pollard. Sell high.
Yeah, he hasn't really looked that good.
He hasn't.
He had a touchdown this week.
That's what I'm saying, sell high. The box score is good, but his production has been atrocious. The carries are there, the production is not. Tyjae Spears is coming back, I think, either this week or next week. So I think next week.
Don't discredit the 27-yard rush by Sacred Heart alum Julius Chestnut. I met him at a Sacred Heart football game. Those of you that don't know, I go to Sacred Heart. Nick, keep talking about Tony Pollard. I gotta pull this up. I had half an eyebrow in this picture.
I remember that. Tyjae Spears is coming back, and I think he's going to probably be the RB1 by the time he's healthy and everything. And because Tony Pollard's, he's a good running back, but he really hasn't done anything this year. So if you can get Tyjae Spears, off of waiver and then sell Tony Pollard, that is best case scenario.
I agree.
You looking for the picture?
Yeah.
I can talk about my next guy.
Yeah, go ahead. So actually, the two guys that I have left are both on my team, so it might be biased. So it's probably better if you go first.
That was me last week. My other guy is TJ Hawkinson. He had a pretty good week this week, but McCarthy, aside from the fourth quarter in week 1, has looked just how I expected him to. I'm not going to lie, I was a McCarthy hater. I said all he did really in college was hand the ball off to Blake Corum. I wasn't wrong. You can see how that's translating right now. He just has not looked good. He has not looked productive. He doesn't really have that great of a chemistry with Jefferson yet. He doesn't really have a great chemistry with much of the offense. Chemistry meaning like he's not in stride with them. Obviously, everybody likes him on the team, but and with Jordan Addison returning soon, that's just going to eat even more targets away from TJ Hawkinson. So if you can somehow sell TJ Hawkinson for, even Dalton Kincaid, I just said that, sell high and then buy low. If you can,
Especially, I was going to say, especially with the tight end position being so thin, I think you should flip Hawkinson for a better tight end. Yeah. Even someone like Kincaid, like I think you just said, yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Just wanted to say I found the picture.
Feast your eyes, ladies and gents.
That's my friend Alejandro. This me and Julius Chestnut, and I'm missing the eyebrow there. Yeah, love Julius Chestnut. I just happened to see him. We're walking out of the game, and he was just like, he was around, roaming around. But it was like sick. I was so happy. But now I love Julius Chestnut. He's my favorite player on the Titans. So for my other two sell highs are both on my team. And one of them I crashed out about last week a little bit, and I think the week before too. And that's DJ Moore. He finally got his first game above 10 points.
Finally.
I am going to try and get rid of him for anything. Anything. Honestly, and I think I'm going to package him with Jacory Krosky Merritt because of the things I said before about Chris Rodriguez. He's not turning out to be the player that I thought he was going to be. Mm-hmm. And honestly, if he turns out to be that later in the season, good for him. I want to win now.
Right now,
after what happened last year, I am not trying to miss the playoffs again. I'm in win now mode. I think I got to get rid of Bill, unfortunately. But I'm going to try and package him together and get a nice flex out of there. Mm-hmm. Because of Marvin Harrison Jr., who's not on my sell list yet.
Not yet. I don't think he should be.
But yeah, that's my two sell highs. I was a little personally driven by that.
No,
I won this week. DJ Moore helped me win. It's okay.
I genuinely think those are all valid. For those of you needing a quarterback this week, we're moving on to matchups. So for those of you needing a quarterback, I am calling it right now. Nick's prediction of the week is going to be Jordan Love scoring the most points of a quarterback this week against the Cowboys. Putting it right there.
Don't hate that. Russell Wilson scored a lot against the Cowboys. Caleb Williams scored a lot against the Cowboys.
Yeah. The Cowboys have allowed the most points to a QB across 3 weeks. Guess how many yards they've allowed to a QB? Total.
Oh, total yards?
Total yards across 3 weeks.
Russell Wilson had 451 alone. So I think Caleb had close to 300 last week. Are you counting week 1 or no?
I'm counting week 1. Across 3 weeks.
Oh, who'd they play? The Eagles? He probably had close to 250.
Less than 1,000. I'll say that. It's less than 1,000.
Okay, so he had probably close to 250. Caleb at 300. That's 550. Russ had, that's 1,000 on the dot, actually, the math I just did. So I'm going to say 936.
900. They've allowed 900 yards.
On the dot?
I don't know on the dot. It's pretty much in that range, 900.
Okay, so I could have been right. Okay.
You could have been
right.
Okay. But not 300 yards a game is atrocious.
So by the way, mediocre quarterbacks at best.
To Russell Wilson and Caleb Williams.
And Jalen Hurts. No, Jalen Hurts is not a good quarterback passing.
I agree.
I don't even have many leagues. I hate the Eagles. my matchups. So if we're okay, so I did this last week with the Bills. This week I have two whole teams on here.
And you were pretty
My
much spot on with the Bills.
and guess what? I'm going with the Jets this week against the Dolphins. Specifically,
team versus the Dolphins.
Yeah, I'm pretty much just going to do it till it stops working. Specifically, Brees Hall and I guess Garrett Wilson. I think Justin Fields is going to be back this week, so Justin Fields too. But specifically, Brees Hall and Garrett Wilson. I think they're going to have big games. Obviously, you saw James Cook this week, or last week. Dolphins are not. The Dolphins are not good. They somehow kept it close to the Bills, though. I was impressed.
Which I don't understand. Like, they looked horrible, and they were still putting up points, so I don't know.
Yeah, I honestly couldn't tell you. I got lucky with that Tua interception at the end of the game with my bet. That was awesome. But yeah, any team against the Dolphins at this point. If they have good skill players, yeah, you know what to do.
My other matchup, the only guy else I have, is Keenan Allen against the Giants. Or, honestly, any Chargers wide receiver against the Giants. The Giants have looked...
Nick.
Out... What?
Chargers wide receivers versus Giants.
Keenan Allen,
yeah.
Quentin Johnston, Ladd McConkey. I have Ladd and Quentin. I'm starting both of them this week.
Keenan Allen's my wide receiver too this week.
So... The Giants have just looked so bad. They have looked like they just forgot how to play football. And the sad thing is that they have a top 5 defensive line in the entire league, in my opinion.
Yeah, and
if everybody's playing at the same time.
And then the wide receivers are being covered by Paulson Adebo, Deontay Banks, and Drew Phillips. Drew Phillips has looked good. Paulson Adebo's look good. The banks are open. The banks are open. Deontay Banks has been getting dusted.
Dusted. Like an 80-year-old man dusted.
Bad. Why am I a fan of this team?
This is the life of a Giants fan.
And the Jets, if we're being completely honest here.
All New York sports, bro. Yankees go today.
Going to the game on Friday. Yeah. I have one more matchup on my list, and that is Tet versus New England. And that is because I love Tet McMillan. I have been trying to trade for him. He didn't have that good of a week this week, but still had 8 targets. I said this before, nobody was catching the ball this week. Nobody. He had 3 receptions on 8 targets. Last week he had 10 targets. The week before that he had 9 targets. And New England, unless Christian Gonzalez is back this week, who'd they play last week? I'm drawing a blank here.
Who?
The Patriots. Who'd they just play?
Who did they play
this past week? I don't remember.
Why am I blanking?
Pittsburgh. Calvin Austin had a touchdown. DK Metcalf had a touchdown. And that was with Tyrod Taylor. No, that's with Aaron Rodgers. I'm thinking of the wrong team. Yeah, DK Metcalf had a touchdown.
Tyrod Taylor is the Jets.
Yeah. With Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is sick. But then the week before, they played the Dolphins. Mm-hmm. And Jalen Waddle got a touchdown, I believe, and Tyreek Hill got a touchdown. I think Tyreek had over 100 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Tyreek had 17 points. What I'm trying to say here is the Patriots secondary is not good, kind of like the Giants. No. I think this is Tet's breakout game. I think he's going to have over 20 points this week.
So if you can get him before this week, that would be big.
And that is my prediction for the week. Tet McMillan over 20 points. And I know he doesn't like being called Tet, but I can't say his name. Sorry, Mrs. Tet. It's like his mom.
The Bench podcast week 3. we had a lot
that's
of
it.
Jokes today.
Yeah, I'm in a silly, goofy mood. It's 11 o'clock.
We're doing this late today.
I didn't have coffee today.
Oh.
It's just.
I'm staying up tonight to put out waiver wire, and And best performers for this week for you guys. So
It's
that'll
been a
be
day
out
today.
hopefully by tonight. You think we can post that tonight, Christian?
Can you post that tonight? You have the Instagram.
I do.
You got that. I'll probably be up. I could do it. But I had a big day today. 6 straight hours of class. I don't even know.
You're pooped.
I'm pooped. I have an essay due at 11 p.m. tomorrow night. Three to 4 pages about this book here. Haven't even opened it. It got wet in the rain. Haven't even started the essay. So that's how I'm feeling. And that has been the Beyond the Bench podcast. We will see you guys next week.
Thank you everybody much for watching. See you next week.